Hi, this is Faith, and you are watching The Faith Factor. Holla. All right, we are live.
Yes, indeed.
What's up, CK?
Hey, what's going on? Another great night, or really morning, and another great show. So glad you asked me
Absolutely.
that we're going to do this.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to get down into the trenches. And we're going to talk about these fair weather friends, these
Yes.
fake, phony, fugazi, all want to be in your face smiling. What they say? They're smiling in your face.
All time to want to take your place.
The backstabbers. Yes.
Exactly.
So,
Yes.
and nothing in particular prompted this stream because there's going to be people coming up in here. What prompted this? Looking for sensationalism, looking to be messy. Nothing.
Hmm.
Okay, this is just a topic that up for discussion. Everybody
Right.
has run into a fair weather fake fugazi friend. So we're
Hmm.
going to discuss it here today on the Faith Factor with Faith and CK.
Yes.
All right. So now here are the signs of whether or not you're dealing with a fair weather friend. And here's one of the first signs. Let's go ahead and throw it up on the screen, CK.
People change their views and beliefs depending on who is around. Yes.
All right. And
Hmm.
I will go ahead and let CK start off on the first bullet point.
Yeah. It really boils down to, yeah, that's better. Boom. All right. And it could be something, it could be politics, but because we're kind of personalizing this and keeping it in general, it'll be something as simple as um, what someone believes as far as a decision you've made in your life. So let's say you're someone that you you had an abortion, for example, and you tell somebody about, that you had the procedure done. It is a medical procedure. And, you kind of talked about how you weren't ready for the child. You and your partner just were not really there. And it's in the best interest for y'all to go on and do that. And you tell, your friend this, and then, your friend's like, agreeing with you, like, yeah, it's better to wait versus bringing the life into this world and not being able to take care of that life. And then when you all get around other people and they're talking about, let's just say, family preparation, they're stating stuff like, anytime somebody has an abortion, they're a horrible human being. Or
Right.
if even, let's say you're not around and they're just saying stuff like, if anybody who has an abortion, to me, they're just a horrible human being, they're a murderer, they're this, they're that. And then word gets back around to you, this person said these things around these other people, but then around you, they were like agreeing with what you said. So that's, to me, that's
Exactly.
one of many examples of dealing with somebody that changes with the weather or changes their talking points and beliefs depending on who they're around.
And not only that, CK, but that is an indicator of you're dealing with somebody that's two-faced.
Mm.
That's what you're describing. You're describing the quintessential two-faced friend. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, if you're in a group of friends,
Right.
what's going to end up happening is whenever you're not around,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the other friend is favoring, they're going to be all for it. But then when you're there and the other friend isn't, then they're all up in your face saying something totally different.
Right.
It's kind of like when you get into a room and there are people talking and they might be
Mm-hmm.
talking about you.
Mm.
So what's going to end up happening is your two-faced friend that's supposed to be your friend, your buddy, your boon coon, ride or die. You think that this is, hey, this is your buddy bud.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So now what they're going to do is they're going to get with the people that are talking about you and they're
Mm-hmm.
going to join in and agree with these people because they're there with those people. But then when they're
Mm.
with you and your crew, all of the stuff that they were saying with the other crew or set of people that they hang out with too,
Right.
all of a sudden they're talking about them to you. So
Mm-hmm.
they're always in the middle. They're
Right.
fence riders. I can't
Mm-hmm.
stand people that don't stand for nothing.
Yeah.
Usually the people that don't stand for nothing are the most two-faced people you ever want to meet.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever met a person that just seems to want to be friends with everybody?
Yeah, and see, when you deal with someone like that who's a people pleaser, someone
Hmm.
who they usually care about what other people think, and that's the reason why they're trying to fit in with everybody as far as who they talk to. These people are like chameleons. They change their colors depending on the environment. And the reason why these type of people are dangerous is because sooner or later, with them wanting to fit in, if they see you getting accolades and recognition from others and becoming more popular than them or achieve the popularity they want to achieve, they're going to start being jealous. And they may try to do little microaggressions such as spread rumors about you, sabotage you at places like your job, or do things that are a little bit more heinous, such as hiding your keys and you're on your way to work. We're talking about relationships, because when people are in relationships, they're also friends, hence the word boyfriend, girlfriend. They may hide your keys, they may hide your phone, they may even slash your tires to keep you from getting to an opportunity, to prevent you from having upward mobility, or preventing you from leveling up. And I'll say one more thing, and
Hmm.
I'll pass the mic. If let's say if you're talking about something that's having you level up, upward mobility, economic advancement, which means you're improving yourself, they may come along and say something such as, well, when people level up and they're scamming others, they may be the victims of human trafficking. Okay. And you know what I'm talking about. Not trying to, get too
I
much in the weeds.
right. I don't want to alienate anyone, but
Right,
yeah,
right, right. But this is not the faith factor talking. This is CK. But when you see stuff like that with people who are supposed to be rocking with you, and then they say something that you find offensive, and you tell them, "Hey, this offends me," and they're like, "Well, I didn't intend for it to come across as offensive," then they double down and say, well, this is what I mean, and you just got to deal with it. That may be a sign that you're dealing with somebody who may not necessarily be in your corner like they claim to be. Just saying.
exactly, exactly. Like I get so sick and tired of people saying, "I got you, I got you, I got you,"
Mm-hmm.
but do you really get me? When the chips are really down, do you really really get me? Because CK,
Right.
I'm just a friendly person. I get
Uh-huh.
along with everybody. I can't help if this person don't like you, even though I'm supposed to be your friend.
Hey,
I,
you do got to pick a side.
mhm.
And I will say this much: it is good to make a decision with all the information in front of you. And if you can't get all the information, you might have to make a limited choice, because when it boils down to it, you do have to choose yourself. Shout out to the faith. Shout out to the Faith Factor in Love Wisdom. They took the term "pick me" that was negative in nature, and it made it to where it's where you pick yourself. So you definitely want to pick yourself and be true to yourself, and be prepared to walk away from a situation if it's negative to you.
Exactly. And also, this is going to be open panel, guys. I don't know how many people are going to come in because it's so late at nighttime. So I do appreciate the people that do come in and view, even though it's very late. I appreciate every single one of you. But this is going to be open panel. We will be dropping the link. So if you have something that you want to contribute, feel free. But yeah, CK, that person that did that live stream about you and talked about you
Mm-hmm.
like a dog, I'm your ace
Mm-hmm.
boon coon. Okay, you are
Mm-hmm.
my friend, but I'm also their friend too.
Mm.
And even though I know they're wrong, even though I know that they bogus in what they doing, I'm still
Mm-hmm.
going to be their friend, even though I know it hurts you.
And see, that's the thing about, you know, some. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Sometimes some people try to have the word friendship or friend as if it's like tiers, where I'm your friend, I'm this other person's friend, y'all are enemies. I can't pick, either one of y'all, so I'm gonna just stay neutral. Which that's cool, but if I'm your friend and this other person's doing me wrong, if you don't want to pick a side, that's fine, but I still expect you to go to bat for me if this other person's doing me wrong, especially if it's in front of your face. And see, that kind of goes into the next talking point, if it's okay to go to the next one, because it
Go
kind of
right
goes
ahead.
into instead of conceding points or taking accountability, they make excuses and victim blame. And those excuses go in the form of, I would have took up for you, but it just I was just trying to listen and hear what's going on, or I would have stopped the person from doing these things that hurt your feelings, but they're my friend too, so I didn't want to get in the middle of that and see all these excuses and trying to justify and rationalize something. And when it boils down to it, this person basically just didn't want to have your back. And that's the
Exactly.
main thing of this live stream is someone was, says they have your back, and when it's time for them to prove themselves, they drop the ball, made excuses for dropping the ball, and they don't even want to pick the ball up.
Exactly. Now, here's the thing also, in that example that you gave, if your friend
Mm-hmm.
knows that this person is completely wrong, that they're being a completely rotten individual, because I've been in this situation before. If I know that you're a despicable, rotten individual, you're a bully that goes around just devouring people that you think are weaker than you, um, I'm going to assume that if I keep hanging out with you, you're going to do the same thing to me.
Mm-hmm.
So because you're doing this behavior in front of me to a mutual friend, I'm going to have to cut you off based off the fact that you're scum.
Mm-hmm.
But see, in our society, in black society, we don't think like that. We are a herd mentality type people. We are
Right.
a go with the in crowd type people. We are a group think type people. Now, I have been in actual situations, like I'll take this YouTube thing, for example. I have been in situations where I've been bullied, called names,
Mm.
people outright lying on me. And I have had mutual constituents on here that knew the person, and they knew the person was bogus, and they was telling me all about how they thought the person was bogus, telling me all about how they trying to hit them up behind the scenes and talk to them. But you know what, I'm still going to be cool with them and watch their channel though, even though I've told you I think this person is bogus. And then what ended up happening was exactly what I said was going to happen. This same person that they was windmilling for, the same
Mm-hmm.
person that all of them couldn't cut off for me after they clearly saw that they were doing me wrong. This same person turned around and bit them in the ass,
Mm.
one by one. Yeah, I'm being a little messy now.
Well, that's actually the point that's on the screen, so go ahead.
I can't read it because it's so small. You know me.
Oh yeah, I got you. When people are attacking you, they join in and or they don't defend you. So that's exactly what you're
Exactly.
saying. Exactly right
Exactly.
there.
And
Mm-hmm.
see, when you got people that do this, they're joining in or they're silent. And in the great
Mm.
words of Martin Luther King, silence is betrayal. So you
Yep.
got to pick a side. I can't stand a person that's neutral, that don't stand for nothing. You want to be everybody's friend. We live in a world where there are many different types of people. You're
Mm-hmm.
not going to be everybody's friend. So eventually you are going to have to pick a side. And for the Bible thumpers out here, even God says that he don't like lukewarm ass people. I think there's a verse in the Bible that says he will spit you out.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And people will pick and choose when they want to be religious to prevent them from buying Valentine's Day presents and candy and stuff. But I digress. Go ahead and finish your point. I'm sorry. It's early in the morning. I'm sorry, y'all. I should have did that. I should have did
CK
that.
going back to the Valentine's Day thing.
I should have did that, y'all. You know what? I apologize for that. I this is CK talking. Faith had no idea I was going to bring that up. You know, don't hold it against her or whatever. But yeah,
But
go ahead and finish
I
your
do
point.
want to
Start.
say shout out to Chazby98. Sis, I see you
Yeah.
down there. She says, "Hey, what's up, Chaz?"
Hey,
See,
Chaz.
I know my favorites down there. Chaz has been with me for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm sorry. You could finish your point. I kind of interjected there.
Oh man, I done totally went out. Yeah. The fence straddlers. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't stand for something, you will just fall for everything. And so you fence straddlers, you get exactly what you deserve. Okay, because what ends up happening is just what I just explained. If you sit up here windmilling and trying to be everybody's friend, even though you know everybody ain't operating correctly, you
Mm-hmm.
know, a friend don't let other friends be assholes in front of them.
Right.
Now, if I'm truly your friend, CK, and I see you acting out of character, you're being a complete jerk, I'm gonna pull you to the side and be like, "Hey, brother, what's up? You know, is something wrong? What's happening?" We gonna have to have the conversation. And if it's happening
Mm-hmm.
progressively too many times after we done had the conversation, guess who got to cut you off?
Mm-hmm.
Because you
Mm-hmm.
hurting a mutual friend of ours that ain't done nothing to you.
Right.
But see, we don't think like that. We don't want to do that. We got people out here that don't stand for nothing. They're fence straddlers, and those are the biggest snakes you ever want to meet. Beware of the fence straddler, the person that don't stand for nothing. This is the person that seems to get along with everybody. Everybody like me. I see that person over there as an asshole, but I'm not gonna say nothing because that person may not like me. And you
Right.
know, it's way more important for me to be liked than for me to stand up for a friend,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that I say that I care about, for me to take a stance on anything. It's way more important for me to be liked. Those people who want to be well liked, it's more important for them to be well liked. They will never, ever, ever have your back. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not ever. So when you see people that they say that everybody likes them, or this person gets along with everybody, that's the
Mm-hmm.
nigga you gotta watch the most.
Yep.
But okay, I'm done. You know, like I said, I'm like God when it comes to this. Me and God see eye to eye on this. Okay, I can't stand you lukewarm motherfuckers that don't stand for shit.
Oh snap! And yeah, you know, Faith basically told off on herself, y'all. She be cussing me out after the live streams. She be saying stuff like, "You wasn't commendable today. You should have said this and that." No, I'm just joking. But not for real, she does do that. But yeah, we everybody getting put on Front Street. Everybody getting put on Front Street.
Wow, I thought you were my friend.
I know the lies are rolling out, but
Wow, just put me on Front Street like that. Okay.
but on a serious note, I agree with Faith that you know the fence straddlers, people who want to be popular, they want to be liked by everyone, they want to be admired by everyone. Those are the people that they're not going to have a real opinion, or the opinion is going to change depending on what someone says who's around. So, like for example, let's say if somebody is popular, let's just you know have it on YouTube. Someone is popular on YouTube, they're popping, their numbers are looking good. one person might say that they're for family, and then with someone who has really big numbers and is popping on YouTube is now saying forget all black women. Now this person might come and say, I'm for family, but black women do be tripping.
Exactly.
I'm going to tell people not to be with black women, just because this popular person said something and made whoever back down. And you see that type of stuff in real life and on social media, where if someone has more popularity or more clout, someone who is not, someone who's firm in their beliefs, they're going to say and do what the in crowd is doing or what the cool kids are doing and saying, because they want to be liked by the cool kids and liked by other people. And
Right.
Also on the flip side of that, let's just say you're friends with someone and they want to be, liked, like everybody wants to be liked, but you achieve something, you start to achieve something. It could be weight loss. It could be, a lot of people are complimenting you more. Your numbers are looking good for social media or at your job. A lot of people might not get a refund check this year because of the events of 2020. You might be getting a refund check. And so let it be known your good fortune, whatever it is. And the next bullet point, they don't clap or applaud you when you achieve things, and they're negative Nancy's. So it could be something such as, I just got a promotion at my job. And then they may come back and say, oh, so what all do you have to do for that promotion? And you just say, I worked hard. I did this, I did that, and I'm good. And then they're like, oh, well, you probably had to get on your knees to get that, because I heard a lot of people at your job do that type of stuff to get a promotion. And you're like,
Oh,
what?
oh, CK, if only it was that easy. No,
Right.
see, when things going good in your life, what's
Mm-hmm.
going to end up happening is they're going to start asking you for favors
Mm.
because things are going good for you. Oh
Mm-hmm.
well, now that you done got promoted to the big boss, you can
Mm-hmm.
help the rest of us move up the ladder.
Right.
You
Or
know, if
let us borrow some money.
let us borrow some money. You getting paid the big salary now. Let us borrow some money. So
Or it could,
they're gonna drag you down. See, they're setting you up for the fall. So
right.
what ends up happening is, in you trying to help they behind,
Mm-hmm.
they setting you up for the fall. So the company find out that you done pulled some strings that you wasn't supposed to get your homeboy, the position. And
Mm-hmm.
then your homeboy get his ass in the crack, and the first thing he do is tell on you.
Mm-hmm. Like Back to the Future. You're fired. Okay.
Yes.
Marty McFly. I got one better for you, Faith. You get a job, and now your family members, hold up. Now your family members want money from you and expect you to help them out on their bills.
You know what?
Let's
When I
get in it.
first
Let's get into it.
yeah, you know what? You're right.
Go
You're right.
ahead.
When I
Go
first got my CDL and I
right.
started making a little bit of money,
Mm-hmm.
everybody in the family was like,
Hands out.
hands out.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't know if you want to say anything else about that, but that actually happened to me. I remember the first time, like my very first vehicle. I'm gonna go off topic for a second. My very first vehicle was a Honda Accord. I had to work at the county market grocery store, and I had to bust my butt to save $1,000 to finally get a vehicle, because my grandparents were promising that they would help me get a vehicle. They didn't do it. Everybody was promising to help me get a vehicle. Nobody would do it. I saved up $1,000 and brought a 1984 standard shift Honda Accord. It was gray. And so I bought the car. I was proud of it. As soon as I got that vehicle, people were no, while I was trying to save up to get the vehicle, people were talking down to my family members. Now family and friends were talking down, talking crazy, saying I'd never have a car. They laughing at me. And when I finally got the vehicle, the standard shift, now they're like, hey, can you run me to the store right fast? And I'm like, I ain't running you nowhere. And if I do run you somewhere, where you got me on gas money? Now I'm a sellout. Now I ain't no, I ain't this, I ain't that. and they're hoping my vehicle will break down because I don't want to give them free rides. I don't want to give them money now that I'm, they're hearing that I saved up $1,000 even though I spent it. And they're doing little things like trying to hide my keys and play games because they're not clapping or applauding when I achieve things, because they feel that if I achieve something and I don't give them a piece of my pie, that now I don't deserve what I worked hard for.
Or how about something a little bit more relatable to everyone? How about if you find a beautiful woman
Mm,
and you decide that you want to make her your wife?
okay.
Okay, all your homeboys will sit up there, and all of a sudden they gonna clown you. They gonna call you a simp. They gonna do everything in their power to mess up what you got.
Mm,
Or if you're a woman, you
mm-hmm.
found the man of your dreams. You are
Mm-hmm.
happier than you've ever been with this person. And he pops the question to you in front of friends, in front of family. It's like the picture perfect proposal. And them
Right.
heifers is standing up there in the background like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
not really happy for you.
Right.
Congratulations, girl. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. Oh, he ain't nothing. He
Yep.
ain't nobody. They ain't gonna be together that long.
Mm-hmm. They'll say Valentine's Day and weddings are for simps. I'm sorry. I'm
Right.
sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? Take my mic. Go ahead. I meant to interject, but go ahead. Keep going.
Okay, but yeah, so basically, when a person cannot be happy for you, like genuinely happy, like I know my friends are genuinely happy for me. Okay, it's a feeling that just permeates inside and out. But when the
Mm-hmm.
people are not genuinely happy for you, they always leak, how they really feel because they got some kind of snide remark, some kind of
Mm-hmm.
snide comment about your
Or
accomplishment.
jokes.
Yeah.
Or little
Now you
jokes.
now you got your little CDL. Everything's little. You
Right.
know, you,
Right.
you, you
Straight
got your
facts.
you got your little degree.
Mm-hmm. You got your little job. You got your
Right.
little promotion. You got your little weight loss.
You done bought your little truck.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Everything is little. Everything is not good enough. And they still gonna be asking you for stuff. And if you say, no, I
Hmm.
can't do it, or I ain't got it, or you didn't pay me back from last time, oh, you must think you think you better than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, that is another sign that you might be dealing with a fair weather, fake fugazi friend.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the next bullet point, CK?
Yeah, because they're gonna flag this down. Next bullet point is they kick you when you are down and give you it, and I told you so.
Yes.
Lots of that. And
So say
also,
say
oh, go
say
ahead.
for instance. Oh no, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
No, I was saying it because the thing is everybody goes through trials and tribulations. No one has a good day every day. You have your bad days, and you tell your friend about your bad days or your relative or whoever you're supposed to be cool with. And when they're upset or they're feeling froggy, and you're like, "Dang, I didn't get the promotion," they'll say something like, "Well, maybe you're not good enough for that promotion. Maybe it's good you didn't get it because you're not really good enough, or why do you keep trying to apply for the same type of jobs? You failed every other time getting the job. Why are you trying to apply for those things? Why are you trying to do
Or
too much?"
how about this? You've been
Mm-hmm.
at the job for 6 years, and then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden you get laid off.
Mm.
Now you got to move into a smaller apartment than what you had because you were living in the condo.
Right.
Things was going great. Now all of a sudden, here they come while you're down and out living in the Roach Motel, doing the gig jobs, trying to trying to make
Mm-hmm.
ends meet. Now all of a sudden they was like, yeah, you was riding high for 6 years. For 6 years, you You were the man. Now look at you in this dirty
Mm-hmm.
roach motel. What happened to your
Mm-hmm.
job? What happened to your car? You ain't Mr. Hot Shot anymore now, huh? So
Mm-hmm.
then now here come the shit talking. Here
Right.
come them talking crap about you
And the
when you're down.
jokes.
Yeah.
And the jokes. That's
Ooh,
basically what it is. They will remind you that you're going through hard times, and then when you do get back on your feet, they're gonna keep throwing that in your face that they were there for you during those hard times. So you should let them get the $20. You should let them get the
right.
$40. You should let them borrow the dress that they've been looking at in your closet. You should, anytime you turn them down about something, then they're gonna remind you that they were there for you, and now all of a sudden you're the fake friend.
But never mind
Mm-hmm.
that when you were up for 6 years, you were there for them too. But they don't
Right.
seem to remember when you were there for them.
Selective amnesia.
Hmm.
Exactly. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Or how about in the last scenario where they weren't happy for you when you got married, but then heaven forbid something goes wrong in the marriage and you have to get a divorce. Now here come everybody talking crap about that. Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
knew that wasn't gonna last. I knew he wasn't gonna do wop the bam and this, that, and the other. He wasn't
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't ish anyway. I knew your marriage wasn't gonna last because this, that, and the other. They want to start talking ish after
Mm-hmm.
everything's all said and done. So,
Exactly.
when you have fair weather friends that pounce at the opportunity to kick you while you're down, when they pounce at the opportunity to lay into you when you're at your weakest moment. Those are people that you really don't need nowhere near you. I don't want nobody like that nowhere near me. When I'm down, I need friends to come and tell me, hey, Faith, you know what? You're going through something right now, but I know you're resilient. You always bounce back. I know you're going to be back at 1010% what you was
Mm-hmm.
before. I need friends like that. Okay. I need friends that'll say, you know what, Faith, you may have lost your job, but you know what? I know somebody that can give you another opportunity better than
Right.
what you had. I need friends like that. I don't need no
Mm-hmm.
friends to come around me empty handed. Only thing they got is a whole bunch of, kicking you while you're down, talking about you, spitting on you.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? That is something that we do a lot in the
Mm-hmm.
black community, don't we?
Exactly.
We
Exactly.
can't wait. We can't wait as soon as we see a person just look like they're about to fall a little bit, we can't wait to kick them while they down.
Mm-hmm. Crabs in a barrel.
Mm,
Crabs in a bucket. Exactly. And that's it. Going through hard times should be it should really reveal to you that your friends are there for you and support you, even if they give you words of encouragement or constructive criticism to help you get back up. What you don't want is someone who's making you feel bad about what you're going through, or to throw stuff in your face. Like if you made a mistake or you made a decision that didn't turn out so well, you don't want someone or people who are going to beat you while you're down and try to basically having someone in your around you like that as negative Nancy. They're going to mentally be beating you down, and if you continue to listen to them, that's going to prevent you from being able to build the resiliency to get back up, because you need
right.
solutions, not focusing on the problem.
Exactly.
So you ready for the next
And
one? Oh,
yeah,
go
let's
ahead.
go on to the next one.
They remind you of your failures and mistakes. We kind of went over this a little bit. I think you're going to say something, but I interjected. If you want to kind of finish your thought.
No, we can move into this because they do. If you, this is another sign that you are with a fake fugazi friend, someone that's constantly reminding you when you're doing better in your life, especially when you're trying to do better. You may not have like turned the corner, but you're
Mm-hmm.
trying, and the
Right.
person sees you trying, and so they take that opportunity to remind you of your failure or your mistake
Mm.
to bring you down, to
Mm-hmm.
to make it so that you do not improve yourself and you think so low of yourself that you will not do any better. See,
Right.
this fake person, they're not really your friend, so they don't want you to do better. They don't want to see you winning. So they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna always constantly remind you, you know, Faith, your channel ain't growing nowhere. I've heard people say this to me plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, you ain't got the same following you used to have. Talking shit,
Right.
talking shit. And so you got people like this, with friends like this who needs enemies.
Exactly.
Well, how
Because
about, oh, you're a single mother. You know, you
mm,
you had them 3, 4 kids back when you were 18, 19, 20. Now you're a whole grown up. You done got your college degree. You done made so many different strides in your life, but they want to remind you of a point in your life when you were low, when you didn't
mm-hmm.
have anything. Because see, they don't like the you that they see before them that's doing well. So they got to remind you of the you that they knew when you were down and out. They
Mm-hmm.
got to bring you down back to that place in your life. With friends like that, who needs enemies?
Exactly. Exactly. They basically want to keep you in a box, and you see it all the time where there's a boy and a girl. The girl says, I'm getting ready to go to college, or I'm getting ready to take this job and get this opportunity. And she communicates her plans to this guy, and then he gets her pregnant to prevent her from achieving upward mobility, economic advancement, or he's starts abusing her to keep her from flying because he feels big by making her feel small. And the flip side to that is you got situations where a guy had this opportunity and he is going to be achieving some type of excellence, and then she'll start to whine and complain and remind him of his failures and mistakes to mentally defeat him and prevent him from achieving something. So it's a lot that goes into it, and sometimes it's very hard to see the signs, especially if you're emotionally invested in a friendship or relationship. So that's why it's really good to kind of take a step back and see and just think of what someone's intentions are by the stuff that they're telling you. If they're reminding you of your failures and your mistakes, are they really trying to help you prevent you from making a mistake in the future, or are they trying to keep you from flying? Of course, you got to make the decision on your own. But if there's something that you really want to do and you really want to achieve it, you don't hit or score the baskets you never shoot. You have to at least try. So if this person is trying to, if someone's preventing you from trying, or they're preventing you from trying with 100% of your effort, it's more than likely that they're anchored to your ship and are going to prevent you from being able to go out to sea, using a ship metaphor, and be able to do great things.
Or I was just thinking about, also beware of the person that comes to you with what they overheard somebody say about you,
Mm,
and it's always
yeah.
negative. Because see,
Mm-hmm.
say for instance, you walking around with all this high self-esteem, you feeling good about yourself, you feeling good about your accomplishments. This
Mm-hmm.
person, under the guise of just being your friend and having your back, they're going to run and tell you some information that you would have never known had they not ever told you.
Right.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had this happen to me before. Like, okay, I have very high self-esteem about myself. Okay,
Okay.
people say what they want to about my looks. They'll say, oh, Faith is ugly, or Faith is pretty, or Faith is this, or Faith is that. And when the truth is, Faith give a damn what any of you think.
Mm-hmm.
Because Faith is gonna always hold her head up and say, fuck all y'all. But this one particular friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was getting dressed one morning to do a live stream, and
Mm-hmm.
I had on a really pretty dress, had did my makeup, and I felt really good about myself, and I liked, how I looked. And
Mm-hmm.
so this person took the opportunity after that live stream to tell me that another constituent, or someone that we had both mutually knew had called me a very derogatory name. Now, I would not have never known this person said that had this
Mm-hmm.
person not bought it to me. And
Right.
so I began to wonder, why did this person feel the need to tell me this after, I was just telling them, how good I felt about my live stream and how good I thought I looked on the live stream. Why would they come and tell me this information after this?
Because they believe it, and they, instead of defending you, they wanted to let you know that that's what they wanted to call you, and they use the other person as a shield to attack you with.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to beware of people that do that too. They are very crafty. So, under the guise of I'm your friend, I'm just telling you about this person, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm your friend. But really
Right.
and truly, you're just using that person to put me down. Because if not for you, I would have never known what was said. As a matter of fact, I don't give a damn what this person said.
Right.
Don't bring that negativity to me or into my life or into my space.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer not to know.
Mm-hmm.
But at any rate, like I said, I just now, me and that person, we still are acquaintances. We still talk, but
Mm-hmm.
I always still give that person the side eye.
You should. You should. Because most of the time when people want to put you down, they'll use jokes,
Mhm.
innuendos. They won't do it directly, they'll do it indirectly. So if you call them out on it, they already have their excuse already set up as to why you're making a big deal about nothing. It's all in your head, this and that. And ultimately, um, they want to be able to beat you down, try to lower your self-esteem, and do it behind the shield, which is like this other person said this and other person said that. But when it boils down to it, what did you do to defend me? What did you do to take up for me? Well, I didn't think that needed to be defended, but I just wanted you to know that that was being said. Yeah, that's, you're basically being fake, and that's, you're right for giving them the side eye. You're definitely right. So I think Faith is frozen. I think the fake friends got her. The fake friends that took Faith out. So I'll just kind of carry the baton until she gets back. But so moving on to the next bullet point. Oh, moving on to the next bullet point. They like to make snide comments as jokes, and people will make little jokes. It'll be something such as, you know, um, when you wore that dress, it seemed like your stomach was poking out as if you're pregnant, and you're thinking like, what would make you say that? Well, I was just telling the truth. They'll say that they're telling the truth when they're being offensive. You tell them it's offensive, and they'll basically say, "Well, I was making a joke. It's no big deal. You shouldn't. You shouldn't really think too much of it. It's just a joke. Just trying to play it around." And in that joke, in that snide comment, they're saying what they really want to say to you and put you down, but they're still wanting to be behind the shield so that you don't attack them back or call them out on their BS. They already have their excuse already lined up. So even though we know we all like a good joke, we crack jokes here. You want to take time out to think of, why did they make that joke? What really is going on with that joke? And if it comes down to it and that person's gaslighting you and making it seem like it's all in your head, go grab another friend or someone else and tell them the situation, and see if someone else comes to the same conclusion that you came to. Because when it comes to a fake friend or somebody who is a fair weather friend, they change with the weather. They're going to gaslight you constantly. They're going to try to belittle you mentally to get you to lower your self-esteem, so that they can feel better about themselves by seeing you low. So I don't know, Faith, if you came back yet. If not, I'll just go ahead and continue on with the point.
No, I'm back. I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, the
Yeah,
next one.
my phone was overheating, so I had to put it
Oh
over here
man.
next to the air conditioner.
Yeah, it happens. The phone is being fake, y'all. The phone is being fake. The phone was saying, "I got you for the live stream. You can have the camera," and then all of a sudden, you're making too many points. Hit dog hollered, and now the phone then gave out. So, yeah, but we're glad to have you back, though. But the next point I was reading off was they like to make snide comments as jokes.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll
And
just
see,
oh, go ahead.
that's the other thing. Like, and it's not even a snide comment. It's also what they don't say. Like I remember when I was in a group and there was this young lady in the group. I'm in a group called Black Women of Arizona. There are women in this group who are age 20 to 60. Well,
Okay.
anyway, the group helps other Black women, with low self-esteem, even with things like if you're falling on hard times and need help with your rent, the group is there. So this is a group of women who help other women. And so
Okay.
in the group, there was this young lady, and she was talking about how she had low self-esteem for a long time because one of her mutual friends would always come by, and the guy was a male. And I don't think that he was really her friend the way that she was describing him. And this is why I say he was not really her friend, because she said every time she would be, with the other group of women, that they both mutually knew, he
Mm-hmm.
would come into the room and he would speak each woman's name, by name. He'll say, "Oh, Sonny, you look really pretty today." He'll give every woman a compliment, but then it seems as if he would always forget that she was there.
Wow.
So, that is a passive aggressive way of dissing somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That's like walking into the room, CK, and you're standing there with all of your, constituents, and your so-called fair weather friend says hi to everybody except you. He calls everybody by
Mm.
name except you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's some sneaky, dirty, underhanded, dirty, low down, what do you call passive aggressive bullshit. And see, when I see people doing this, I, don't say anything. I just kind of give them the side eye and be like, "Yeah, I got you. I got
Right.
exactly what you putting down. You
Right.
think you playing in my face, but in all actuality, faith don't nothing get past faith." I'll put it like that.
Mm-hmm. Same thing for a YouTube panel. Someone comes on the panel, they speak into each person, or they speak into people individual, instead of saying like hello to the channel holder, hello to the panel, hello to the chat, general uh general formalities. They calling out people by name, but then not saying hello to everybody else because they don't know them. That's equivalent to you going to someone's house. You at least want to say hello to everybody if you're going to single people out to say hello. But like Faith was saying, just that little passive aggressiveness. Someone saying, "Well, I don't know you, so I'm not going to say hello, but I'm going to say hello to everyone that I like or that I know." That's somebody you got to watch, because it's more than likely that their mind is made up about you and they don't even know you. But if they do know you and they're not speaking to you in front of other people, that's kind of a point that I kind of want to make, but I don't have it on our list, and that is they don't bring you up in a room full of opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just, and that could be something such as they're talking to people who, let's say, a lot of y'all want a high value man. You want to level up. I think that's great. It's good to, want to improve yourself. However, they're in a room full of men that you have been talking about you wanting to meet, or that you have expressed interest in. And when they get in that room, they do everything but mention your name. Okay. So just the fact that there's opportunity there. It might not even be a man. It could be employment. It could be a YouTube or social media collaboration. It could be a job. It could be anything. Any type of opportunity. They're not mentioning your name. Chances are they're not doing it for a reason. Now, their excuse might be, "Well, I did mention your name because I have so many friends, and I just I can't think of everybody at one time." That's even worse, because that means that you're thinking this person is cool with you and has got your back, has everybody's back, but they have nobody's back. Okay. And we really should. It's okay to put yourself first and to be selfish to a certain extent, and to pick me or pick yourself. However, screwing someone else over is not cool. So, Faith, you got anything?
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, these people that do this, I'm just gonna be honest, that they are like the lowest scum of the earth. Especially if you're doing this to people that have not done nothing to you. This is just how you get your daily jollies on. And see, the other thing that I notice about people like this is that I don't know. It just check me if I'm wrong, CK. But have you ever been around a group of people that's always snickering? Something is always funny.
You enter into a room, they're laughing about something, or they have an inside joke, and you're like, "Can I hear the joke?" And they're not trying to tell you what the joke is. Chances are because the joke is you.
Exactly. Now I have been around those type of people, and I'm thinking to myself, once again, these are people in their 40s, 30s, and 40s acting like
Mm-hmm.
this.
Right.
Like you went through it in high school, so that's how you know what it is.
Right.
But then, you're in your 30s and 40s, and you get around people with arrested development that pretty much never had any manners or any type of home training, and they're still acting like this.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's it. That's the same thing about not mentioning you in a room full of opportunities, because if these people are sniggering and giggling about something, but they don't want to let you in on the joke, it's more than likely not only are you the joke, but they're going to make you the joke in front of other people who may be influential and maybe opportunities. It could even be your significant other. They're cracking
Mhm.
jokes about you to him or her, your significant other, which is also what Faith calls dirty macking, because they're trying to
Yes,
make you look bad so they can move in one day and take your spot. Yes, it's a lot of that going on. And it happens with both men and women, where you're with somebody, you're in a relationship, and every time you leave the room, the people or the person who's supposed to be your friend or friends, they're making little jokes about you. You know, how you walked out the room, something you did, like when you dropped glass or something. They're just making little jokes, and they're always making these negative jokes to your significant other, to your boss, to your coworker. They're always making these little jokes, saying negative things about you, never promoting you or never saying anything positive to counteract that. Chances are they're doing this because they're trying to diminish your brand, diminish you, because they're there to kill, steal, and destroy, and not support you like they claim they are when they're in your face. That kind of goes to
exactly.
the next point.
And
I don't know if you
I don't really have time for those type of people. These people that talking cold, always snickling under their breath like little school children. I
right.
don't have time for this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so funny how a lot of people in the black community have arrested development, and they got all the time in the world for people like this.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come around me speaking in code about me, and don't think that I'm not catching on to you. Because what I'm gonna do now is you're gonna be on the outside looking in.
Right.
Because I got no time for you and your shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
The sniggling and giggling. Ain't got time for that shit. I'm a whole grown woman. I ain't got time to deal with children.
You ain't babysitting at all.
No, I'm not babysitting.
That kind of goes to the next point. I'm glad that you said that, because the next point is they low key throw you under the bus. Every opportunity they throw you under the
Mm-hmm.
bus, and you could say that you don't have time for games. You're trying to be serious, and while you're doing that, it just seems like for some reason all the bad things that's going on with you, they are the common denominator. And when you try to have a conversation
Yes.
about it, adult conversation, it's like they're deflecting, they're moving the goalposts, they're whining, they're justifying, as opposed to understanding where you're coming
Oh,
from
oh, oh,
and
Faith,
help you.
Faith, I didn't. Hold on. Faith, I didn't know that this person was gonna come on this live stream and do their dirt like
Uh
this.
oh.
I
Uh
didn't know. Uh, girl, uh, I'm your I'm your I'm your friend. I wouldn't do that to you.
oh.
Come on, it's me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then they give you a donation. Yep, exactly. You know, you get ready to escape.
I don't know what that donation was for. They always donate. We always get donations up in here.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
like it. I like your slave talk.
you just
You get
you
you talking
just
about
sensitive.
you talking about escaping the plantation tomorrow at noon, and somehow you in chains the day before. Exactly.
Girl, you so
Exactly.
sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Hot is it? Oh goodness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, why didn't you just defend yourself?
Yep.
Lord of Jesus, I can't do everything up in here. Defend yourself.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. This probably gonna come down. This stream ain't gonna last that long, man. Hopefully it makes it to the weekend. But yeah, that's exactly it. You know, you point out how you feel like you've been set up, and they swear up and down that they don't know what you're talking about. They looking like Casper the ghost.
To who? Me? Not me. No. Not more. More? No. No.
Why you sound like Jar Jar Binks? I'm sorry, y'all. I'll try to get back to being serious. You sounded like it's everybody who says stuff like that sound like Jar Jar Binks. Me so sorry. I don't understand. I was not trying to set you up. Yeah, but that's Faith is right, because they'll swear up and down as if they just like, I have no idea what you was talking about. You're like, I just felt like I was set up. How did you not know? You know, this is not pertaining to anybody specific, but let's just say, for example, with a YouTube panel, okay? This is just my example. YouTube panel, someone controls StreamYard. So right now it's an open panel. You can click the link and come on up on the open panel and talk about fake friends, anything you heard in the broadcast. Also, taking a pit stop, go ahead and donate to the channel, donate to the Faith Factor channel. You see the $ right there by the comment spot. If you're watching on YouTube, you know, go ahead and donate to the Faith Factor channel. Also, the Cash App information is pinned to the top of the chat. Go ahead and donate. Please support. Definitely share the video. Subscribe to the Patreons. Help us with anything you can to help us out as far as growing the platform, so we can continue to give you really great content. And that's just it. They will on StreamYard, for example, what we're using right now. When people want to come on the panel, you can see who comes up. So there is no oopsie daisy, I accidentally let somebody up, I didn't know what I was doing. My left hand and the right hand wasn't talking to each other, and I had a brain freeze. No, you can see exactly what you're doing. And people do like to keep a mess. We all like our daily dose of dysfunction sometimes. The fake friend is not going to admit what they did. You can use all the logic and reasoning in the world. You can connect the dots and be like, there's no way you accidentally did this the entire time because of XYZ, and they will not concede the point.
Well, you see what happened last night in the live stream when a brother got out of line with the sister and
Mm-hmm.
said something he shouldn't have. It
Right.
was very easy for me to say, see ya.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
See you. That's it. We're not doing that.
Mm-hmm. That's the proper way to deal with it. And if they want to make an hour plus live long stream justifying and rationalizing why they're talking about trafficking, let them do that somewhere else. But that's the, and to see if Faith wasn't, dismissing anyone and was just like kind of like sitting on her hands, like, well, they didn't say my name, so I guess I'm gonna let them stay. If that was the attitude, then that's pretty much one of those fair weather situations. But because Faith has
Oh,
people's
girl, no,
back.
no, no, girl. He was talking about you, not me.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Just trying to say a bunch of, people saying a whole bunch of clown talk, saying the clown talk, as opposed to understanding that you're sitting here saying like, hey, this event happened on your watch. You either sat back and did nothing, you joined in, or you're just making a bunch of excuses and trying to rationalize what you did, which was wrong, instead of them conceding the point or apologizing or let you know what they're going to do better, or just letting get out exactly what you're trying to explain to them. They start moving the goalpost, deflecting, and whining. Woe is me. Okay, you experienced this, but this other thing happened to me last week. So since I was done wrong last week, what you're talking about, we all experienced this. And I don't know if you've ever heard this before, Faith, but in the community that I grew up in, Black community, it was the phrase was, what goes on in the house stays in the house. It happened to me, so you just got to deal with it. Tough titties. See,
Well, in
oh, go
the
ahead.
words of Michi X, when they talked about the woman getting beat up. Oh well,
Mm.
I got jumped on too.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I got jumped on. I mean, what's wrong with a little beat down every now and then? We black folks, we got to stick together. We, we
Exact.
we shouldn't put other black folks in jail. Yeah, you better walk that off, girl. Shit. What you mean? He hit you with the skateboard. Now you want to put the brother in jail? We black. Don't put the brother in jail. I done got beat down too. Walk it off. Walk it off.
So you all need to share the stream like expeditiously before, because someone's gonna take this thing on down. It's but Faith is 100% right. They will swear up and down because it happens to them or happened to them and it happens to all of us. Tough titties, deal with it. Yeah, when you sat up when Uncle such and such sat you on his lap and you felt that, we all felt that. Walk it off, okay? And I really shouldn't take it there in this kind of conversation because we're talking about fake friends, but it's just the idea of tough titties. Just deal with it. It happened to us, or it happened to me last week, or what about me? They want to make it all about themselves when you're telling them that you're the problem, and they're like, well, okay, you're saying I'm the problem, I hear what you're saying, but what about what you did last year? What about this over here? What about that? This and that. They're moving the goalposts, they're deflecting, they're straw man arguments, they're using every tactic in the book to shut you up, including trying to yell at you and overtalk you. They may try to walk off and leave. They don't want to be bothered with it. A whole bunch of different things. And when people are not trying to communicate with you at all, because you got to get, sometimes you can give people time and people kind of cool off and different things, but when people are not trying to communicate with you at all and they want you to forget about stuff, sweep it under the rug, they want you to just ignore stuff and leave well enough alone, chances are you're dealing with someone who's a narcissist, and you're dealing with somebody who they secretly are your enemy or your frenemy, and they want to remain close to you so they can continue to attack you directly or indirectly or passive aggressively. And they ultimately want to see your downfall, and they believe the best way they can do that is up close and personal so they can see their own handiwork.
Exactly. Exactly. So, do
Right.
we have any additional bullet points, or was that the last one?
That is the last bullet point, and
Wow,
it's
we
been
got
a
through this in an hour. Yes,
yeah, about an hour, and unfortunately, nobody wanted to kind of come up and give their take on the fake friends or anything, which is fine. Nothing wrong with people who are the wallflowers. We really appreciate you for watching. But if you didn't contribute as far as talking in the chat or coming on the panel, please don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell, ding the bong, all that great stuff, and share the social media. Even though different people say, "Oh, we support you, we're always here," what we're able to is grow the platform and helps us to have more benefits for ourselves, so we can give you great content. Is being able to share it on social media, and even when you go to other chat rooms, talk about what you heard here when you're talking with your friends and family. Discuss some of these points and let them know about the channel. Definitely, do what you can. You talk, like so right now. Uh, Callie Gula Augustus is getting ready for work. Have a good day at work. Hopefully you have a good day. But even when you go to your job, kind of mention what you heard on this live stream, on this podcast, so that you could bring more people to the platform and we could have a more engaging conversation, because we love hearing from you. And don't forget to donate by super chat if you are so inclined. Also, Cash App is there, and also Patreon to help us out.
absolutely. And also, people like how do you pronounce the name? Caligula or Caligula
Uh,
Augustus?
I think that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah, and
Caligula Augustus.
Chaz B98. People like this are the real MVPs because they are up this early listening. So we do appreciate you. Even your view
Mm-hmm.
is appreciated here. So definitely, shout out to the early morning viewers.
Yes.
I'm in this truck and the wind in California is whipping. I'm trying to
Must,
keep my trailer on the road.
man, it must be nice that you're in that California air. Must be nice,
No,
but
no,
it's
no,
nice
no.
weather. You're not in, don't have to deal with the snow. Don't have to
Well,
deal with the cold weather.
now don't get me wrong. California is nice, but it's always windy.
Oh, poor Faith with the wind. The wind is gonna mess up my hair. Chaz B98 says she's in California, so both of y'all are dealing with the California winds, messing up the hair, messing up. And Faith has really beautiful hair, y'all. So it's messing up her beautiful hair, and it's very shameful that a lot of people, have been, negative about the different features and phenotypes of the different women that are in these spaces. So I just want to say, Faith, you look amazing. I'm sure your guy, he's very fortunate to be with you, and it is very unfortunate. There's a lot of people who are disingenuous, who try to, put you down for your looks, when in actuality, you may have made a point or a talking point or debunk their talking point. And since they can't respond intellectually, they'll start to insult, your looks, which they probably more than likely don't mean, to try to beat you down because they can't beat you using their mind. So, that's another sign of a fake friend, especially if you're on a panel with them and they're like, trying to go at you, trying to debunk what you're saying, or they're upset that you're making points that counteracts their points, and they claim to be their friend, but then now all of a sudden they're talking about, your nose or your lips or any type of feature that's associated with your race and everything. So yeah, Chaz B98 agrees. Yes, she looks amazing. I agree. What's going on, Sheila E, the Quiet Storm? Shout out to you. Thank you for attending. And yeah, we have to look for stuff like that, but people make jokes and make little comments. Always pay attention to what people are saying, because even when someone is upset and emotional, that's when they're going to let you know what they really feel about you, when they're upset and emotional or they're stressed. So you definitely want to go through trials and tribulations with your friends, so that you can find out exactly who's in your corner, as opposed to who's trying to put you in a corner and put you on the floor, if you catch what I'm saying. So yeah,
Absolutely, and thank you so much for the compliment too, CK. And CK, you are a very handsome guy as well. Your woman is very very lucky. Um, Look at the 5 o'clock shadow, y'all.
you're too kind. You're too kind. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
No, 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 CK. Definitely, you are a good friend. You have been in my corner more than people that I've known for a very long time on this platform. So that's the reason why we are business partners, and I do trust you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and you know what? Something else came to my mind too about the fake Fugazi friends. What about the person that gets angry with you when you bust them in their lives, and then they
Mm,
get mad at you because they laugh?
yep. Mm-hmm.
Didn't nobody tell you to laugh? Why are you taking that out on me? Because I found out you laughed. You know?
Exactly. Exactly. When it boils down to it, people know they're lying. They just sometimes people will lie so much that they believe the lie, and they believe the lie is true. And then when you bust them out about it, then it becomes a thing. The matter of fact, funny, not really funny story, but there was a situation where my woman and I, we had to go to a automotive like shop because they kind of did her wrong with diagnosing a problem, and they charged her for some stuff that we don't believe that she should have been paying, and she still had the problem that she went in that she complained about. And so I went with her and we got it straightened out. And when it boils down to it, it seemed as if the mechanic or the people who worked in the front at the front counter who took the different service orders, it seemed like when we went to confront them that, hey, the work you didn't really solve the problem that she originally came in with. It's almost like they tried to double talk. They tried to just lie to justify not fixing the actual problem. And a fake friend's going to do that. Like Faith was saying, they're going to somewhat deflect. They're going to lie. They're going to move the goalposts. They're going to try everything to prevent from conceding the point. And then when you bust them out about something, now they're going to be upset because the mechanic that ended up, doing some work but didn't fix the actual problem, he was kind of upset, and even his manager was kind of upset that I was basically getting in their face, letting them know, excuse me, that it seems like you all basically were scamming, point blank period. And they were upset by it. And I laid out exactly why they were scamming, because they didn't diagnose the problem themselves or verify that the work they did actually fixed the problem. They just tried to charge something that was it was kind of high, in my opinion, and they wanted to send her on her way, and they were hoping that she would come back and fold and just accept that they were gonna, basically take a bunch of money from her. So she can handle herself. She's a big girl, but I went there to kind of support her and back her up, and together as a team, we straightened these guys out and got the situation fixed. But sometimes you got to do that when it comes to fake friends or people who you think may be fake. You may have to tag team them with somebody else to really
Exactly.
get the
That
most
that's
out of
that's
them.
what friends are
Get it from
for.
her. Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
here's one even better, and this is a real situation. But I remember I had helped a girlfriend. She was living with her mom. I had helped her get a job. I was working at a collection agency at this time. I was in my 20s. And I helped her get a job at the collection agency. And every day I would come, to the house to pick her up and take her to work. So she had been working. I had been doing this for about 2 or 3 months, picking her up, taking her to work. Now, unbeknownst to me, she was telling her mom that she was in school, that she wasn't working. Because then if her mom knew that she was working, her mom would expect her to pay some bills.
Mm.
So her mom was keeping her kids, thinking that she was going to some kind of school program or nurse CNA programs. I don't know what it was that she had lied and told her mother.
Oh
But all
wow.
I know is one particular day I came over, I had to use the restroom. And as I was coming out of the restroom, she was in her room changing her clothes again, and we was gonna be late for work. And so I yelled out, I said, girl, I know you're not going in your room changing your clothes. We're gonna be late for work. And then her mother perked up in the chair and looked at me. She said, oh, work? I thought the mother knew that she was working. I didn't know she lied. So then we downstairs in the car and everything, and I'm getting ready to drive and take us to work. And she was like, "You got a big mouth. Why did you tell my mama that I'm working?" I'm like, "Why didn't you tell your mama you was working? How the hell you gonna expect me to keep up with your lie? And you didn't even tell me about the lie."
No, you lying.
Yeah, and I kid you not. She had been going to work for at least 3 months, getting paychecks, and she wasn't giving her mom any money. And she was lying,
Wow.
and she got mad at me because I busted her out in the lie that I didn't even know that she had lied about.
Wow. So she's more concerned about you spilling the beans, which you didn't even know there was beans to spill, as opposed to doing the right thing. Wow. 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 That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. 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 That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, and Chaz B98 says, "Oh wow, she didn't even warn you." Yeah, she didn't. She should have like said something like, "Hey, I'm scamming my mom. I'm living here rent free, swearing up and down I ain't got no money. Don't say nothing about me having money or having a job." But then again, she kind of put herself in that position because she was changing clothes. I mean, hey, I wouldn't want to be part of that family, man. Golly, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
and then
crazy. And Chaz B98
here's the
knows people
the
like
other
that.
thing. Here's the other thing. Then when we got off work, I went to drop her off. Her mom had all her stuff packed outside.
Are you serious?
Yes. And then when we got there, she opened the door and she put the kids out with the bags and said she could take
Oh,
everything with her.
but you know what? I don't blame the mom though. I don't blame the mom because when it boils down to it, I'm up here scraping to pay for you and support you and your children. And this whole time you've been lying. I don't know, Faith. I'd have put her out too.
But hold on, but see, but that was bad for me because then she blamed me for her mom finding out. So then I ended up having to take her in my house.
But you did. You know what? I would have left her in the yard with the kids because see,
Uh,
because they see she move in with you. Now she's gonna be lying to you about stuff.
but
Because if she,
I couldn't just leave them kids out there.
yeah, that is true. But you know what? Tough decision. I'm not gonna like disagree with you per se as far as that, but I mean, she made her bed and that she had to lay in it because I mean, if somebody will lie to their mama about having a job and they grown and they got kids and they got nowhere to go, I'm telling you, every time she's at your place, you leave the room, she's going through your stuff trying to steal because it's just no honor there, just because
Oh,
of the things that
that's exactly what she
the
did
things that
because she would go in my closet and see at that time I was way smaller. Okay. So, I had
exactly.
cute little clothes and she was kind of on the chunky side. So she would go in my room and she would take my dresses and stretch them all out and everything. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting up here like, why my dress don't fit the same way it used to fit? Where does tear come from? She was in my closet just going through everything.
Exactly. Exactly. And I just called it. Like, when you leave the room, she's gonna be going through your stuff. She's gonna be using up your toilet paper, eating your food, and then like if you call her out on something like, "Hey, can you go grocery shopping?" She's gonna be like, "Well, I ain't got no money," and she's got
Yep.
a whole comma sitting in her bank account, but she ain't got no money. And then she's probably gonna be like, "Well, I'm gonna get a place. I'm gonna get a place. I'm gonna get a place," and then she's gonna make up reasons why she didn't get a place. And when it boils down to it, she really ain't looking. And that's the thing about it is, you know, people for some reason, scumbags, and excuse me for talking about your friend like that or your former coworker,
Oh
but
no, she was scumbag. We not friends anymore.
okay, yeah, scumbags have a history of, let's say, douchebaggery. They're going to have a history of that, and they're going to do over other people because they're piss poor morally. It's like, they're going to do their mom wrong, their family. They're going to have a whole history and a whole line of people they've done in, because these are people that they just, when it came time to learn about ethics and morality, they just skipped that class. And you just can't do nothing with those people. Like, they have to hit rock bottom on their own, and they have to make the decision to improve themselves. And sometimes they have to do that without someone holding their hands, carrying them to their finish line, or dragging them to their destiny. They have to. And I hate to say that, because there's children involved, and you don't want the children to suffer. But when it boils down to it, those children belong to their mom or their parent and the state, if need be. It's you didn't have an obligation to help the children or to help her. Shout out to you for doing that charity and trying to do the best you could do to help somebody. But when it boils down to it, we as people, our only obligation is to our own children and our significant other, and any bonus children. So, shout out to you for doing that. It's a good thing, but it could have went a lot worse than what ended up happening.
Chaz B98 said she could have taken the children to their dad's house.
Facts. Straight facts.
And
Mm-hmm.
Baratiki says every good you do in life comes back to you exponentially.
Sometime.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
And Amanika says, I don't take strays in my home. Exclamation, exclamation. She
Two
really.
exclamation marks. That's it. That's it. I mean, because things can get really, really bad, especially when you're dealing with people who they have no emotional investment in your well-being and your home. They have no obligation there because they're not paying any bills, and then they've already proven themselves to be dishonest. She's upset because you mentioned something that she's going to make y'all late for work. She's mad at you. I mean, it's just a lot of lose with that. And when dealing with the fake friends, with the fair weather friends, or someone you think may be fair weather, or someone you think is cool and they're showing different signs that they're not trustworthy, believe them when they show you stuff, because the mask is going to come off, the representative is going to go away eventually, and you're going to get the real person. And when you get that real person, whoever they are, whatever they are, don't believe that you're going to change them. Even if you're religious, if you're like, well, God will change them sooner or later, that's between them and God. It ain't got to concern you, because when it
Wait,
boils down to it, uh-huh.
hold on, CK. I got one more story to tell. Same chick.
Okay.
Now, this is ultimately why she not my friend anymore.
Okay.
Okay, now, mind you, I'm in my car again. I'm doing the driving for both of us. We were just going grocery shopping. This is after her mom kicked out. She's living with me now. So we in the car, we
Okay.
going grocery shopping. I pulled over into the gas station to get some gas, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what ended up happening when I went into the gas station and paid for the gas, and I came back out, and she was arguing with some dude in the car next to us. I don't. I still to this day don't know what the argument was about. But I do remember this. I was pumping my gas. I was trying to hurry up and pump the gas and get the hell up out of there because her mouth was going 50 miles an hour. This dude had his girlfriend and his sister, was in the store, and they came out and saw him arguing with her. And guess what she gonna say? She gonna come around to the pump and say, "Thank you. We gonna have to kick these bitches' ass." I kid you not.
You know what?
I'm just standing at the pump like,
Faith,
why?
you play too much. You play too
Why
much with
you?
the story. You play
Why
too
she?
much.
Why she have to put me in it? I was just trying to pump the gas and get the hell up out of there.
You know what? You play too much for this story, and your ex-friend, ex-coworker plays too much for that nonsense. She should have took her beat down, and been done with it. Because this is what I think happened. I think dude tried to talk to her, and when she wasn't going, he might have insulted her, and that's why they were going back and forth. Unless she already knew dude, which is more than likely she probably didn't know him. I'm taking a guess. I could be wrong, but I think he tried to talk to her. She said something back that was slick. He said something back, insulted her. They going back and forth with the insults, and then now all of a sudden she's talking about throwing down with these two strangers. And oh yeah, by the way, you got to throw down too. So now you got a Street Fighter. It's Street Fighter 2. I guess you can and she's Ryu, and now you got to fight some dudes for to be World Warrior. That's
Right.
messed up.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. I mean, contrary to popular belief, everybody think that I like to fight. I only fight when people messing with me. I don't go around messing with other people.
Right. Well, she wanted you to be a lover of fighting that day. She wanted you to love the fight. Okay. She was like, you from Chicago too? I know you know how to fight. You from Chicago. Let's do it. So what ended up happening after that?
So what ended up happening was I hurried up and pumped my gas and got the hell up out of there.
Did you
I
leave
said,
her
girl,
there?
I said, if you don't get in this car, you're going to get left. That's what's going to
Oh
end up happening.
man. I bet she was trying to move slow too, wasn't she?
Yeah. She was slow, getting in the car slow, still talking shit. I'm like, girl, close the door.
Mm-hmm.
The hell out of here.
Can't take them hood folks nowhere. Okay, you can take them out the hood, but can't take the hood out of them. Yeah, she probably
and even worse than that, same person. Now after this one, now see, I should have stopped being her friend after this.
You needed more evidence than that to leave her alone? Okay. Wow. You needed more than that to leave her alone.
She was living with me. Her and the kids were living with me. And then maybe a couple of blocks up, she had a boyfriend. His name was Big Mike.
Okay.
And so she was dating Big Mike, and I was dating Pepe. I was with the Hispanic guy. Yeah, I was with the Hispanic guy. But anyway,
Pepe Le Pew. Okay.
Pepe, yeah. So they were roommates, and me and her were roommates. Okay. So what ended up happening was Big Mike was also dating this chick named Crystal. So
okay.
I'm with my dude, and we spending time together, and she with Big Mike, and some chick named Crystal is pounding on the door, talking about let her in so she can beat this bitch ass.
Wow.
And so I'm coming out the room trying to figure out what the hell going on with all the commotion. And once again, her name was Shantia. Shantia talking about some, Faith, we gonna have to beat these bitches' ass.
Oh man.
And I sit up there like, what the hell done happened now? What you done did now? So anyway, Mike, evidently Shantia was a side chick, and Crystal was the main chick. So
Oh
Shantia had to leave.
wow.
So Mike was telling me, hey, get her out of here. Whatever you got to do, just get out. So I'm like, hey, Shantia, let's go. So I look out the
Wow.
window, and he got a long staircase leaving out his house, right? All
Mm-hmm.
up and down the staircase was all of Crystal's family, all her female family members was all lined up and down the staircase. It had
Wow.
it had to be at least 15 bitches out there. And I'm looking at Shantia like, bitch, you is crazy. I'm not going out here. I looked at Mike. Mike, the fuck you think this is? I'm not
Right.
going out there. So Big Mike went out there and told everybody they had to disperse so we could leave. Could you imagine what it would have felt like walking down them staircase? Could
It
you
would have been
imagine?
like some Power Rangers, with the putties. Y'all would have been morphed into some Power Rangers, and all them putties would have been trying to fight y'all, and y'all probably would have lost. Yeah.
Exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So they dispersed off the staircase. He made them go stand on the corner. So once again, all we got to do is get to the car, which is parked right in front of the freaking house.
Mm-hmm.
All we got to do is just run down the staircase, hop in the car, and get the fuck out of there. Guess who wanted to talk they shit on the way to the car?
You know what? You should you should have dropped Shant. I'm telling you, you should have dropped Shantia from your life when her own mama put her out. When mama
Yeah,
when mama put somebody out, you don't pick up the slack. That's why mama put her out, because she probably was telling mama, we gonna have to fight these girls.
you know what? I believe you. I believe that she
Yeah.
probably did have her whole family fight.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mama, we gonna have to fight these girls.
after that gas station incident, I went home. I packed up all her stuff and the kids' stuff, and it was like the scene at her mama house all over again. Girl, you got to get the fuck on.
Good. Good. That's like that scene in Waiting to Exhale. You finally was able to exhale. You free. And now you see why her own mama birthed her out, and then 20 plus years later put her out for good. Exactly. Some folks don't want to be saved. What Project Pat say? Don't save them. They don't want to be saved. I mean, that's what it is.
But
Shantia, Bonquisha,
my whole thing is this:
Shaniqua.
you gotta watch fair weather friends like that too, because they always
Mm-hmm.
putting you in dangerous situations. Now, for all I know, she could have known them people at the gas station was just trying to get me jumped on.
Mm. That could be. That could be.
Because it was just too many instances where it seemed like the odds were stacked against us, and she was trying to get me to fight. I'm like, can't you see the odds are against us?
And you know what? She probably would have helped them try to jump on you if y'all were to start throwing hands. It'd be
Yeah,
it'd be funny.
I never understood. I never understood why she wanted to fight when knowing the odds were against us. I think she had that cluster B personality.
Oh snap!
That
Yeah,
cluster
maybe
B
so.
personality disorder. You know what I'm talking about.
Right, right. That's yes, exactly. And you know what? It'd be cool if you would have run into Shantia, or see her on Facebook or something, and you could ask her like, what was wrong with you? Did you ever get help for that missing screw that was missing in your head? Just to see, what exactly what she would have to say, because when it boils down to it, um, it it's it doesn't make any sense for her to be in all that mess. I mean, think about it. Like Shantia just found out she's a side chick, and instead of being like, you know what, I'm a side chick, I'm done with him, I'm done with y'all, I'm moving on. She wants to fight a woman over her man. This ain't your man no more, boo boo, and she still wants to fight for what? That's the
Yeah,
hood stuff.
and
That's the
on
ghetto
top of
stuff.
that, dude was fighting her to get her out the house. She was fighting to stay in the house.
See, when
And I
people,
promise you, that day, that was the first time I had ever seen any woman get slapped up off the floor.
damn,
Yeah, because they was in there tussling. He pushed her down, like pushing him away from her. And she said something. And next thing I know, his hand went back and he hit her. And I promise you, she jumped up off the floor. I never seen nobody get slapped up off the floor.
see, when you when it turns into that Ripley's Believe It or Not type of stuff, where it's hard to believe that means you basically are in a nightmare.
That was 23 years ago, Verity.
Wow, wow. Mm-mm. Good thing you escaped out of there without scrapes and bruises, because unfortunately, usually when it comes to like people who are ghetto and hood, that's the only language they understand is fighting in the streets like cats and dogs, and it's because I forgot her name, Shaniqua, Bonquisha, Keisha, Portia, Alexis, whatever. The problem,
Shantia.
Shantia. I was close. I was
I should have
close.
known with the name Shantia.
Yeah, because basically, Shantia had nothing to lose. See, when people have nothing to lose, they have no problem being a mess because they literally have nothing to lose. Even though she had these children that she has to take care of, has a job, she wants to keep a roof over her head. Her mentality was that of scarcity. It was that of turmoil. In her mind, she had nothing to lose and she didn't care about anything. That's why she was so quick to keep up mess and be in mess and had no problem, cleaning her life up. I'm sure like right now she's probably, calling up Kevin Samuels talking about I want to level up. I want a high value man. But it's somebody like that is more than likely that they're going to be the same way their entire lives until they get really, really old.
But these examples, these lessons, I'm utilizing these examples and these lessons just to illustrate to you guys what these type of people look like. Now on the hood level, they look like Shanti. But on a more elevated level, they might look like one of your coworkers at your job.
Mm-hmm.
They might look like one of your relatives or a friend that you thought was a friend that you hang out with every day.
Right.
These fair weather friends and all of the things that we described today, if you are experiencing any of these activities from these individuals, run. Get these people as far, far, far away from you as you can. You are supposed to protect your inner circle. And in doing so, you protect your peace. Remember, you get to pick and choose who your friends are. You may not be able to pick your family, but you can pick and choose who your friends are. And even with your family, you can still pick and choose who you allow within your inner circle. CK, you have any final thoughts? Uh-oh, where does CK go? Hello? Oh, CK done, he done stepped out. But anyway, as I was saying, guys, you just want to, make sure that you vet that. So vetting isn't just for relationships; it's also for your friends too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, CK, you're back. So I was just getting ready to do the wrap up. I gave my final thoughts. Did you have any final thoughts? Anything additional that you want to add?
I would say when it boils down to it, um, sometimes people will send you the representative or give you the mask. You won't even be able to tell if someone's a fake friend or a fair weather friend until it's too late. So you definitely want to look at the signs, how they talk to you, how they treat you, especially if you complain about stuff, and you want to see how they are around other people and different groups of people, different YouTube panels, how they talk about different things, what talking points they have, and even when they get upset or agitated, how they treat you and things they say that lets you know who they really are. So you definitely want to pay attention to them. And if people switch up, just know that the reason why they may be switching up is because they are a different person depending on everyone they go around. And if you have someone like that, they're a chameleon, and they're never going to be able to have the right color that'd be for you.
I agree. All right, everybody. But it was a pleasure coming in here and having this conversation with you guys. If you're listening to this on the replay, please like the video, subscribe to Commendable K's channel as well as this one. And don't forget to share the stream because that does also keep us on top and it also invites more people into the conversation. This is the Faith Factor, and we're signing out.